question 8. Where do you find inspiration? And do you have a creative process that you follow once inspiration hits?
I mean, I personally don't have a creative process for inspiration other than just if I have ideas for things, I just have to write them down. I do keep a lot of like I have a notebook uh, that I write stuff down in. If I have ideas, I keep lists on my phone. I take pictures of things that I see
Right.
during the day. I think for me personally, the biggest thing is looking. It's always looking at everything. And, if it's not looking at something in the real world, it's looking at things online. It's going through different, art and design magazines or websites and seeing what is the latest stuff that people are making or looking at new architecture,
Right.
um, or watching a new film. A big part of what I do is kind of consuming a lot of that stuff
Right.
because that stuff feeds into what you do, right? Um, and you kind of have to do that to stay relevant also. Um, you know, if you're going to stay current with what's happening with things in the world, you kind of have to be participating in it a little bit. Because if you're not, then you're just going to be, you know, doing something that's really dated and people aren't going to really relate to it.
I know when ever at Milk Studios, you're over there pouring over all the photo books they have around
Oh
their
yeah.
lobby.
And I should have mentioned this earlier because that's actually my biggest obsession is photo books. I should have mentioned this in that question earlier about my some of my artistic outlets, but I
Right.
probably have 200 or 300 photo books.
Wow.
Um, I'm obsessed. Um, but I'm always looking through that stuff. I
Right.
love photo books and I love them just because I like photography and this is my job, but I love seeing how uh, different photographers can look at um, the world so differently.
Yeah.
Um, all my favorite photographers are women, actually. I think they have such a better eye than men. They really do. I mean, like if you look at the way like Mary Ellen Mark or Diane Arbus, like I mean, a lot of Mary Ellen Mark stuff is more it's kind of photojournalistic. But I mean, a lot of Arbus's stuff is kind of journalistic in some ways, but their gaze is a lot softer than a man's.
Right.
Um,
Well, there's
like
probably that nurturing quality in a woman that a man just doesn't portray quite as well. So maybe some
yeah,
chicks are more trusting too.
yeah. I mean, I also feel like there is like the sense of like I need to put my mark on it. You could look at 10 photos by famous photographers and you could I mean, unless they were just something super obscure. But
Hmm.
if they were all photos that you hadn't really seen before, but you could probably deduce who they are or get it pretty close based on the images.
Uh,
Um, and because their gaze is so strong. And some of that, of course, is stylistic also, but I'm talking removing like the technical components of it and like, the way it looks. It's very heavy-handed sometimes.
right.
and and that's why I think someone like Mary Ellen Mark, her softness is just so much more pleasurable to look at to me. She's hands down like she's my favorite. I love her. She's amazing.